It's a harsh reality, but some people in our lives derive pleasure from causing harm and chaos. Imagine sharing moments and trusting someone, only to discover they are the source of your turmoil. Today, we delve into a topic that's both fascinating and frightening. Recognizing the signs you're dealing with an evil person. Whether it's a colleague, friend, or even a family member, these individuals can masterfully disguise their true nature behind charm and charisma. Understanding these signs is not just about curiosity, it's about empowerment. The Stoics believed in the power of perception and the importance of living a life guided by reason and virtue. By identifying and understanding these toxic traits, we can protect our peace of mind and cultivate healthier relationships, staying true to the Stoic principles of wisdom and self-control. Stay with us as we uncover 5 unmistakable signs of an evil person. By the end of this video, you'll not only be better equipped to spot these behaviors, but also learn practical ways to safeguard your mental health and well-being. If you find value in this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with those who might benefit from these insights, and subscribe to Stoic Quotes 365 for more content on living a virtuous and mindful life. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let us know in the comments which sign surprised you the most and how you plan to use this knowledge in your life. And stay tuned until the end for a special bonus section where I'll share an effective strategy for setting firm boundaries with these individuals. Let's embark on this journey of self-awareness and resilience together. Number 1. Charming and charismatic. First, when we talk about people who seem charming and charismatic at first, it's important to remember that appearances can be deceiving. These individuals often have a way of lighting up a room, making everyone around them feel special and valued. They know exactly what to say to make you feel like you've just made a new best friend. At first glance, they seem like the perfect person, witty, engaging, and seemingly interested in your life. It's easy to get swept up in their charm, thinking you've found someone truly special. However, the Stoics teach us to look beyond the surface and seek the truth through rational thought and observation. Over time, you might start to notice little cracks in their facade. Maybe they always need to be the center of attention, overshadowing others in social settings. They might talk over you, interrupt you, or even subtly put you down in front of others. These aren't just quirks or signs of an extroverted personality. They're red flags. The Stoics would advise us to observe these behaviors with a clear mind, unclouded by the initial excitement of their charisma. Imagine being at a party where this person is the life of the event, telling jokes and captivating the crowd. At first, it feels great to be in their orbit, but as the evening progresses, you realize they're dominating every conversation, making everything about themselves. When you try to share something about your life, they quickly redirect the topic back to them. This is where the Stoic principle of apatheia, a state of being undisturbed by external things, comes in handy. By staying emotionally balanced, you can see through their charming act and recognize the self-centered nature underneath. For instance, consider a work colleague who initially impresses everyone with their enthusiasm and apparent interest in team success. Over time, you might notice that they rarely give credit to others and seem to thrive on being the center of attention. Their charm is a facade to mask their need for dominance and control. The Stoics would encourage you to remain calm and objective, not allowing their superficial charm to cloud your judgment. It's also crucial to pay attention to how they react when things don't go their way. A person who is genuinely kind and caring will handle disappointments and disagreements with grace and understanding. But someone who is merely playing a role to gain your trust might quickly become angry or defensive. They might lash out or try to manipulate the situation to regain control. According to Stoic wisdom, such reactions are clear indicators of a lack of virtuous character. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to be wary of those who display signs of anger and manipulation, as these are not the traits of a rational and virtuous person. Consider a scenario where this charming individual faces criticism. Instead of accepting it gracefully, they react with hostility, trying to shift the blame onto others. This behavior highlights their true nature, which is far from the virtuous character they initially presented. The Stoics teach us to observe such reactions carefully, as they reveal the individual's true disposition. The key here is to take your time and trust your instincts. The Stoics believed in the power of observation and the importance of not rushing to judgment based on first impressions. Epictetus taught that we should carefully evaluate the character of those we allow into our inner circle. So if someone seems too good to be true, give yourself the space to observe their actions over time. Notice how they treat others, especially when they think no one is watching. True character is revealed in how a person behaves when they aren't trying to impress anyone. Imagine you're getting to know someone who seems incredibly charming. Instead of being swayed by their initial behavior, take the time to see how they act in different situations. Do they show kindness and respect when there's nothing to gain? Do they support others without seeking recognition? By staying grounded and mindful, you can protect yourself from being taken in by a superficial facade. Remember, not everyone who seems charming and charismatic has good intentions. Some people use their charm as a tool for manipulation. By staying grounded and mindful, you can protect yourself from being taken in by a superficial facade. Stay true to the Stoic principles of wisdom and discernment, and you'll be better equipped to navigate these complex social interactions. Number 2. Lack of empathy. Another crucial sign to watch out for is a lack of empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It's what allows us to connect deeply with those around us, offer support when needed, and create meaningful relationships. However, there are individuals who seem to completely lack this essential human trait. They don't care about how their actions or words affect others, and this can have a devastating impact on those around them. The Stoics believed in the importance of compassion and understanding as fundamental virtues. Marcus Aurelius often spoke about the interconnectedness of humanity and the need to consider the well-being of others as part of our own well-being. When we encounter someone who shows a blatant disregard for the feelings of others, it's a serious red flag. Imagine you're sharing something deeply personal with a friend, hoping for some comfort or understanding. Instead of showing any genuine concern, they brush off your feelings or even mock your vulnerability. This lack of empathy can make you feel isolated and misunderstood. It's not just about them not being there for you in tough times. It's also about them failing to share in your joy or celebrate your successes. Consider a scenario where you've just received a promotion at work and are excited to share the news with a close friend. Instead of congratulating you, they downplay your achievement or shift the conversation to their own successes or issues. This behavior indicates a lack of empathy, as they are unable to genuinely share in your happiness. A person who lacks empathy won't cheer for your achievements. They might even undermine them or take credit themselves. This behavior is not just limited to personal relationships. Consider a boss who pushes their employees to the brink, showing no concern for their well-being. They might demand long hours without fair compensation, ignore requests for time off, or publicly criticize employees in a way that's meant to humiliate rather than constructively guide. This creates a toxic work environment where people feel undervalued and stressed. The Stoics would advise us to maintain our inner peace and integrity in such situations, recognizing that the lack of empathy in others is a reflection of their character, not ours. For instance, if your boss constantly disregards your well-being, instead of internalizing their behavior, focus on maintaining your own sense of self-worth and seeking environments that value your contribution. Furthermore, a lack of empathy can lead to more sinister behaviors. People who cannot empathize with others may engage in actions that are outright cruel or without any sense of guilt or remorse. They might lie, cheat, or even inflict physical harm without a second thought about the pain they're causing. The Stoic philosopher Seneca emphasized the importance of kindness and justice, teaching that our actions should always reflect our inner virtue. When someone lacks empathy, they're fundamentally disconnected from these values. Imagine dealing with someone who constantly interrupts conversations to talk about themselves, shows little interest in what others have to say, or fails to offer help when it's clearly needed. These might seem like minor annoyances at first, but they add up to a pattern of behavior that reveals a deeper issue. For example, during a team project, a colleague who consistently prioritizes their own ideas and dismisses others' contributions can create an uncollaborative and tense environment. The Stoics would remind us to be observant and discerning, understanding that these small signs are indicative of a person's true character. If you find yourself dealing with someone who consistently lacks empathy, it's important to set boundaries to protect your own mental and emotional health. The Stoics believed in the importance of maintaining our own well-being, not allowing the negativity of others to disturb our peace. You have the right to distance yourself from those who drain your energy and bring you down. For instance, if a friend frequently disregards your feelings and belittles your experiences, consider limiting your interactions with them. Surround yourself with individuals who demonstrate genuine empathy and support, fostering healthier and more fulfilling relationships. By staying grounded and mindful, you can protect yourself from the harmful effects of interacting with individuals who lack empathy. Remember, it's essential to prioritize your own well-being and maintain relationships that align with the Stoic principles of wisdom, compassion, and self-control. Number 3. Manipulation. Another major sign of an evil person is manipulation. Manipulation is when someone uses deceit, cunning tactics to control or influence others to get what they want. It's a subtle, often insidious behavior that can be incredibly damaging to those on the receiving end. Manipulators are skilled at twisting situations, making you question your reality and bending your will to suit their needs. This can leave you feeling confused, powerless, and unsure of your own judgment. Let's think about manipulation from a Stoic perspective. The Stoics valued clarity of thought and the ability to see things as they truly are. They taught that our perceptions should be grounded in reality and that we should remain steadfast in our principles, no matter the external pressures. When someone manipulates you, they are attempting to cloud your perception and distort reality, making it difficult for you to stay true to these Stoic ideals. A common form of manipulation is gaslighting, where the manipulator tries to make you doubt your own memory, perception, or sanity. They might deny that certain events happened, or they might twist your words and actions to make you feel at fault. For example, let's say you confront a friend about something hurtful they said. Instead of acknowledging it, they might turn the tables, accusing you of being overly sensitive or misremembering the situation. This can erode your confidence and make you reliant on the manipulator's version of reality. Imagine you have a friend who, when confronted about a lie, insists that you misunderstood or are overreacting. They might say, "I never said that," or "You're imagining things." Over time, these tactics make you doubt your own memory and judgment, causing you to rely more on their distorted version of events. The Stoics would advise us to trust our reason and observation, reminding us that our perceptions should be clear and grounded in reality. Manipulators are also adept at playing the victim. They might guilt-trip you into doing things you don't want to do by making you feel responsible for their happiness or well-being. You might have a friend who constantly complains about their problems, expecting you to drop everything to help them, yet they are never there for you in return. They might say things like, "If you were really my friend, you'd do this for me," making you feel obligated to comply. Consider a colleague who constantly plays the victim, blaming their failures on others and seeking your sympathy to gain your support. They might say, "No one understands how hard I have it," pressuring you to take on extra work to help them out. The Stoics, especially Epictetus, emphasize the importance of understanding what is within our control and what is not. We cannot control others' actions or emotions, only our response to them. Recognizing these manipulative tactics helps us maintain our boundaries and not be swayed by false guilt. Manipulators often use flattery or charm to get their way. At first, this can feel great. They might shower you with compliments and make you feel special. But over time, you might notice that their praise comes with strings attached. They might compliment you when they want something from you, or when they need you to do something for them. This can make you feel like you owe them, or that you need to live up to their expectations to maintain their approval. Imagine a partner who praises you lavishly whenever they want you to do something for them, but withholds affection when you don't comply. This conditional approval can manipulate you into constantly seeking their validation. The Stoics would remind us that true virtue and self-worth come from within, not from the fleeting approval of others. Manipulation can also take the form of isolation. A manipulative person might try to cut you off from your friends and family, making you more dependent on them. They might say things like, "Your friends don't really care about you," or "Your family doesn't understand you like I do." This tactic makes it easier for them to control you because you become more reliant on them for support and validation. Consider someone who slowly isolates their partner from loved ones, insisting that only they truly understand them. This isolation makes the partner more dependent on the manipulator, weakening their support network. The Stoics believed in maintaining strong, supportive relationships with others, recognizing that we are social beings who thrive in community. Isolation goes against these principles as it weakens our support network and makes us more vulnerable to manipulation. Financial manipulation is another tactic used by evil people. They might borrow money and never repay it, or they might control your finances to limit your independence. For instance, a partner might insist on managing all the money in the relationship, making you ask for permission to spend anything. This control over finances can make it difficult for you to leave the relationship or assert your independence. Imagine a situation where your partner controls all the finances, giving you an allowance and making you justify every expense. This financial control limits your independence and ability to make decisions. The Stoics would encourage us to seek self-sufficiency and independence, ensuring that we are not unduly influenced or controlled by others. Recognizing manipulation for what it is can be challenging, especially when you care about the person involved. The Stoics teach us to be vigilant and discerning, to see things clearly, and to act with integrity. If you suspect someone is manipulating you, take a step back and assess the situation objectively. Are they consistently prioritizing their needs over yours? Do they make you feel guilty or unsure of yourself? Are they trying to control aspects of your life or isolate you from others? It's important to set firm boundaries with manipulators and stand your ground. Communicate clearly and assertively about what you will and will not tolerate. Remember, you have the right to your own thoughts, feelings, and action. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot control how others behave, we can control how we respond. By maintaining our inner strength and clarity, we can protect ourselves from the harmful effects of manipulation and stay true to our values. For instance, if a friend is constantly manipulating you, firmly but kindly tell them that their behavior is unacceptable and explain your boundaries. If they continue, consider distancing yourself to protect your well-being. By doing so, you uphold your integrity and ensure your relationships are based on mutual respect and understanding. Number 4, controlling behavior. One of the most glaring signs of an evil person is controlling behavior. This goes beyond mere preferences or quirks. It's about someone who seeks to dominate every aspect of your life, leaving little room for your own autonomy and decisions. Controlling individuals often disguise their behavior as concern or care. Underneath, it's about power and control. The Stoics, who valued personal freedom and self-control, would see this behavior as fundamentally opposed to living a virtuous life. Controlling behavior can manifest in many ways. For instance, you might have a friend who insists on always choosing where you go and what you do together. While it might seem harmless at first, over time, you start to realize that your preferences and opinions are consistently ignored or overridden. They might say things like, "I know what's best for us," or "You'll have more fun if you just listen to me." This isn't about mutual decision-making. It's about one person exerting their will over another. Imagine planning a group outing where one friend always dictates the venue and activities. At first, it seems like they are just taking the initiative. Soon it becomes clear that your suggestions are never considered. This dominance over choices, however small, starts to erode your sense of participation and autonomy. The Stoics would advise maintaining a balance in relationships, ensuring that your voice is heard and respected. In relationships, controlling behavior can become even more dangerous. A partner might monitor your whereabouts, demand constant updates on your activities, and even dictate who you can and cannot see. They might go through your phone, check your messages, or insist on knowing all your passwords. This kind of surveillance and micromanagement can make you feel trapped and anxious, constantly walking on eggshells to avoid conflict. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, emphasize the importance of maintaining your own inner freedom and autonomy, regardless of external pressures. Consider a partner who insists on tracking your location and questioning every move you make. They might frame it as concern for your safety, but it's really about control. This invasion of privacy can make you feel suffocated and under constant scrutiny. The Stoic philosophy encourages setting boundaries and preserving your personal freedom, even in close relationships. Control can also come in the form of financial manipulation. A controlling partner or family member might take charge of all financial decisions, doling out money as they see fit, and keeping you financially dependent on them. They might say, "I handle the money because you're not good with finances," or "It's easier if I just take care of everything." This can strip you of your financial independence and make it difficult to leave the relationship or assert your own choices. The Stoics believed in self-sufficiency and managing your own resources wisely, viewing financial control as a form of enslavement that must be resisted. Imagine being in a relationship where your partner controls all your finances, giving you an allowance and monitoring your spending. This financial dependency can make it nearly impossible to make independent decisions or leave the relationship if it becomes toxic. The Stoics would advise you to reclaim your financial independence and ensure you have control over your resources. Another way controlling behavior shows up is through isolation. A controlling person might try to cut you off from friends and family, claiming that they're the only one who truly understands you or cares about you. They might criticize your loved ones, saying things like, "Your friends don't really care about you," or "Your family is toxic." Over time, you might find yourself increasingly isolated, relying solely on the controlling person for support and companionship. Stoics recognize the importance of community and supportive relationships, seeing isolation as detrimental to both personal growth and well-being. Imagine a situation where a partner slowly isolates you from your friends and family, insisting that they are the only one who truly cares for you. This isolation increases your dependency on them, making it harder to seek help or advice from others. The Stoics teach the value of maintaining a broad network of supportive relationships to ensure you stay grounded and independent. Controlling individuals also often use threats and intimidation to maintain their power. They might threaten to leave you, harm themselves, or even hurt you if you don't comply with their demand. This creates an environment of fear and anxiety, making it difficult to think clearly or make decisions that are best for you. The Stoics, especially Seneca, taught that we should face our fears and not allow others to intimidate us into submission. True courage and wisdom lie in standing firm against such threats and reclaiming our own power. Imagine a scenario where your partner threatens to leave you or harm themselves if you don't comply with their demands. This manipulation through fear can paralyze you, making it hard to assert your own needs. The Stoics would encourage you to face these threats with courage and seek help to extricate yourself from such toxic dynamics. It's important to understand that controlling behavior is about more than just wanting things done a certain way. It's about fundamentally undermining your ability to make your own choices and live your own life. The Stoics would advise us to recognize these behaviors for what they are: an attack on our autonomy and a violation of our personal freedom. By staying true to our values and maintaining our inner strength, we can resist the influence of controlling individuals and reclaim our right to live freely. If you find yourself dealing with someone who exhibits controlling behavior, it's crucial to set firm boundaries and assert your independence. Communicate clearly about your needs and limits, and don't be afraid to seek support from others who understand your situation. Remember, The Stoics teach us that we cannot control others, but we can control our own reactions and decisions. By staying grounded in our principles and valuing our own autonomy, we can protect ourselves from the harmful effects of controlling behavior and live more authentic, fulfilling lives. Number 5. Pathological lying. Another unmistakable sign of an evil person is pathological lying. This goes beyond the occasional white lie that most people tell. Pathological liars deceive constantly, often without any apparent reason. They fabricate stories, manipulate facts, and distort reality to suit their own needs or to gain an advantage over others. This behavior can be incredibly damaging to relationships, eroding trust and creating a web of deceit that's difficult to untangle. The Stoics valued truth and integrity above all else. They believed that a virtuous life was grounded in honesty and that deceit was a fundamental betrayal of one's character. Marcus Aurelius emphasized living in accordance with nature, which means aligning our actions with truth and reason. When someone lies pathologically, they are living in direct opposition to these principles, creating a false reality that benefits only themselves. Pathological lying can take many forms. It might start with small, seemingly harmless lies, like embellishing a story to make themselves look better or more interesting. Over time, these lies can escalate, covering up mistakes or wrongdoings and manipulating others to achieve their goals. A pathological liar might claim to have accomplished things they haven't, falsely take credit for others' work, or make up stories about their past to gain sympathy or admiration. This constant dishonesty creates a distorted view of reality, where you can never be sure what's true and what's fabricated. Imagine a coworker who constantly lies about their achievements. They might take credit for a project you worked hard on, or invent stories about their past successes. This not only undermines your efforts, but also creates a toxic work environment where trust is eroded. The Stoics would advise us to remain steadfast in our own integrity, not allowing ourselves to be swayed by the deceitful actions of others. Epictetus taught that we should focus on what we can control, our own thoughts and action, and not be disturbed by the dishonesty of those around us. In personal relationships, pathological lying can be even more destructive. Imagine being in a relationship with someone who constantly lies about their whereabouts, their past, or their feelings. This behavior can make you feel insecure, anxious, and constantly questioning your own perceptions. You might find yourself doubting your memory or second-guessing your instinct, which is exactly what the liar wants. They thrive on creating confusion and instability, keeping you off balance so they can maintain control. The Stoics would remind us to trust our own judgment and not be swayed by the manipulations of others. Seneca taught that true peace comes from within, and that we should not allow the deceit of others to disturb our inner tranquility. Consider a scenario where your partner frequently lies about their whereabouts, telling you they were working late when they were actually out with friends. This continuous dishonesty makes you question your own instincts and trust in the relationship. The Stoics would encourage you to stay grounded in your values and not let their deceit shake your inner peace. One of the most insidious aspects of pathological lying is that it's often difficult to detect at first. Pathological liars can be incredibly convincing, telling their lies with such confidence and detail that it's hard not to believe them. They might mix truth with lies, making it even more challenging to discern what's real. This is where the Stoic principle of vigilance comes into play. We must remain observant and critical, not taking things at face value, but instead seeking the truth through careful consideration and evidence. Imagine catching a friend in a lie. When confronted, they become defensive and accuse you of misunderstanding or being overly critical. This reaction is a classic tactic of a pathological liar who deflects and blames others to avoid responsibility. Stoics would counsel us to remain calm and rational in the face of such behavior, recognizing it for what it is and not allowing it to provoke us. It's important to consider the long-term impact of pathological lying. Over time, it can erode the very foundation of trust that any relationship is built upon. Once trust is broken, it's incredibly difficult to rebuild. You might find yourself constantly suspicious, always wondering if you're being lied to again. This can lead to a toxic cycle of mistrust and resentment. The Stoics believed in the importance of building strong, honest relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. When dealing with a pathological liar, you must decide whether it's worth trying to rebuild that trust, or whether it's healthier to distance yourself from their toxic influence. For example, if a close friend constantly lies to you, it might be time to reevaluate the friendship. The Stoics teach us to surround ourselves with individuals who reflect our values of honesty and integrity. If someone repeatedly violates your trust, it may be best to distance yourself to protect your well-being. If you find yourself entangled with a pathological liar, it's crucial to set firm boundaries and protect your own mental and emotional well-being. The Stoics would advise us to remain true to our own values and principles, not allowing ourselves to be dragged down by the deceit of others. Be clear about what you will and will not tolerate, and don't be afraid to walk away from a relationship or situation that is built on lies. Remember, your peace of mind and integrity are more important than maintaining a connection with someone who consistently deceives you. For instance, if a partner is continually lying about significant aspects of their life, you need to communicate your boundaries clearly. You might say, "Honesty is crucial for our relationship. If this behavior continues, I will have to reconsider our future together." By setting this boundary, you are upholding your values and protecting your mental health. In dealing with a pathological liar, practicing self-care is crucial. This includes taking time for yourself, engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation, and nurturing your physical and mental health. The Stoics believed in the importance of self-care as a foundation for a virtuous life. Epictetus emphasized the need to care for our own well-being so that we can be of service to others and fulfill our responsibilities effectively. By prioritizing self-care, you reinforce the message that your well-being is important and deserving of protection. Finally, seeking support from others is essential. Talk to trusted friends, family members, or a therapist about your experiences and get their input and encouragement. Sharing your struggles and successes can provide valuable perspective and strengthen your resolve. The Stoics valued community and the support of like-minded individuals. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the interconnectedness of humanity and the importance of mutual support. By leaning on your support network, you can find the strength to uphold your boundaries and maintain your well-being. Remember, setting boundaries is not just a defense mechanism. It's a declaration of your self-worth and commitment to living a virtuous life. By staying grounded in your principles and valuing your own autonomy, you can protect yourself from the harmful effects of pathological lying and live a more authentic, fulfilling life. As we conclude this exploration into recognizing and understanding the signs of manipulative and destructive behaviors through a Stoic lens, remember that awareness is your first line of defense. Whether dealing with charm that hides control, a lack of empathy, constant manipulation, domineering behavior, or pathological lying, the teachings of Stoicism offer invaluable guidance. By applying Stoic principles, you can maintain your inner peace and integrity, protecting yourself from those who seek to undermine your autonomy and well-being. Stay vigilant, trust your judgment, and always prioritize your mental and emotional health. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with those who might benefit from these insights. Don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Quotes 365 for more content on living a virtuous and mindful life. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let us know in the comments which Stoic principle resonated with you the most and how you plan to incorporate it into your life. Thank you for watching, and stay resilient.